Technical difficulties would like to thank the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas YouTube channel and their wonderful program, The Church of Mr. Bubs. Please check it out.
I love you, Mr. Bubs. Do you love me too? No? Oh, no. I think he loves me.
Yeah, I got you. I got this on camera.
Mr. Bubs. Hey. Mr. Bubs. Look at me. Look at me. Hi, buddy.
Honey, it's bedtime. Yeah, we have to go to bed. Baby boy. Are you done? Now? Because it's bedtime for a motherfucker right now. Oh my god. I love you.
Hey, Brain. Hang on. What's up? I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. I'm just watching a little Mr. Bubs on YouTube. I'm doing fine. Fine. Yep, fine. Smooth sailing. Cool. I ask because, you haven't finished any new podcast material in a few months.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, you started out a lot, but you always bailed on it because, it was too scattershot and dark.
Mm.
And the failure was making you, what was it making you do again? Scream internally like a wounded elk? Yeah, that was it. Elk. Right, that was what I was thinking of. And it wasn't like that was all you were doing. I mean, you also tried to do some digital painting, and all your attempts at digital painting have all been abandoned because it, what was the reason again? Oh, yeah, I'm a no-talent piece of shit who needs to die in a ditch. Yep, ditch. Also, today we missed an appointment to get the furnace tuned up. And that was because you made the honest mistake of forgetting to turn on your calendar alerts, so the message came up, but it never actually alerted you, and you were out walking the dogs with Sue, and they came in that small window, and then they left again, and they left a note, and you had to reschedule. Yep, totally rescheduled it, no biggie. Yeah, but in the 10 minutes between when you realized we'd missed it and when you actually called to reschedule, how did you describe that again? The end of the fucking world. Yeah. Also, one last thing. Someone came to the door looking for donations for some inner cities thing or something, and you sent Sue out to deal with it because I wanted to hide in a hole away from humanity and never come out again. Yeah. So, do you need help? Nope, all fine. Everything's smooth sailing. Okay, cool. Just checking. Woo, that's a relief. I'm going to get back to the studio. I think I'm going to do a podcast. Oh, wait, before you go, the hospital sent the footage of your colonoscopy to you like you asked. Oh, really? Cool. Let's see it. Okie dokie. This is my colonoscopy footage? Well, that's what the file says. Wow, those sedatives they gave me were awesome. I don't remember any of this. I'm just impressed by how far the technology has come. Yeah, well, anyway, I'm going to hit the studio. Hey, everybody. Ah, boy. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah. Think of that last episode I said I was gonna take a little break, and it wasn't gonna be like months or anything, but yeah. So how you all been doing? I mean, I've been doing fine. Okay, yeah. I may have a problem. I stopped doing the show right after Christmas, and then took vacation, and then there was this long break where I sort of tried to get my head together, and I started writing material and trying to record material, and then everything just sort of stopped. And I think I needed to regroup. I was feeling fine, but then, now that I think about it, I'm not sure I'm fine. I mean, it just kind of, I wonder if my anxiety and depression have stabilized, but they've been on a very slow, imperceptible downward slope. And I've been allowing that to happen. It's gone from I can deal with I'm not sure I'm dealing. I do a reality check once in a while, and Well, here I am. I could go into the details and the reasons why this might be, but it's boring. I think I need to go get some therapeutic help. And I haven't been totally idle. I have been writing. I have been coming up with ideas. I've been collating lots of ideas that I've had before, and I'm kind of putting them together in a way that will allow me to present a lot of the ideas I've had over the years and just use them instead of expanding on them. That doesn't make any sense, but it will when you hear the stuff that I'm hopefully going to get to working on as soon as possible. And I've made lots and lots of music. If you don't follow my social media, I hate social media. If you don't follow my social media, you wouldn't have known this, but over at Bandcamp, under Tekdiff, at Bandcamp, I put out a new album of strange, spooky ambient material, and I've made tons more of that, and I've done a lot of writing of stuff, and as I said, collating of stuff. I've been very, very busy. I just haven't been producing, at least not in the spoken word comedy podcasting arena. I have been making lots of music that I've been editing together, and I did put out an album out, and I've got a bunch of stuff for a new album, and I've got a lot of material set aside for a comedy album, and I've got that kind of stuff coming out. On the minus side, I am mentally in a place where literally nothing matters. And I'm a good nothing matters, so I may as well have fun and enjoy myself kind of way. It's more of a nothing matters and all is a useless void kind of way. My mind feels like a bucket under a constantly dribbling tap of vague inspiration, hostile information, and media encumbrance that has long since filled, congealed, overflowed, and is now so murky with unfiltered data it has simply swirled itself into a dark gray slurry. Recently I tried and failed to curtail my news intake because everything was so driven by the tricked-out, maxed-out horsepower outrage engine that it was relentlessly eroding any attempts to set positive roots in my life. That in turn became a mudslide into a pool of numb sludge that lazily accepts the world for the horrible place it has been set dressed to be. I say accepts, but in reality, my mindset has defaulted to a place darker and more horrible than I've ever experienced, and I've merely gotten used to it as my new level ground. A desolate plain of overcast skies dotted with scrubby weeds. Even my happy place oscillates between fantasies of a dour artistic isolation and being the master of ceremonies for a cleansing apocalypse. And as it turns out, this is not a conducive place to be creative. I've heard tales that these emotional states are capable of enabling artists to produce some transcendent works, but that is sadly not the case for me. My underbelly is far too soft for that, I fear. Now, I can, with Herculean effort and the proper application of bellows and accelerants, kindle the piles of smoldering detritus into a fire under my ass that will get me up and in front out. Fuck! Now, I can, with Herculean effort and the proper applications of bellows and accelerants, kindle the piles of smoldering detritus into a fire under my ass that will get me up and in front of my creative tools with the stern resolve to make something, anything, out of all this chaos. But that heat never lasts for long. One distraction, one failed attempt, one handful of disappointments, and it sputters. Then it's back to the couch, back to the information teat, back to the life of a slow-motion observer. An inert vessel unmoored, fueled by uncoordinated information dumps, willingly confusing actual experience with haphazardly curated third-hand rumors of a world outside my door, and reacting by filling the immediate area with a haze of toxic opinions. It all feels the same. My art's completion will neither add nor subtract from the world at large. And sometime within the next 10 seconds and 50 years, I will be a corpse, dehydrating on a planet ruled by triumphant sociopaths, lording over kingdoms of decreasingly coherent, deluded, spiteful, raging Cro-Magnons. And speaking of corpses, it is only the handy combination of inertia and a frankly cowardly FOMO reflex that has prevented me from putting a metaphorical bullet through my digital brain and deleting all my social media accounts. A more honorable version of me yearns for the courage to commit virtual seppuku. A more selfish and ambitious version craves the delicious, exultant drama of a glorious tantrum of self-obliteration. And why not? Why not expunge this stupid, ego-driven homunculus? The ghost with my name that haunts the absurd thickets of the internet that entertains it is not me. It is not alive. It's just an echo. If it were words, it'd be the journal of a disturbed dream that I, through an infantile rejection of inconvenient, uncomfortable reality, won't let myself wake from. Shut the spigot, jam the signals, empty the mailboxes, brick the phone, cancel the accounts, block the text, block the friends lists, silence the chatter. Block it all out! And then I will have become the thing I always despised. A middle-aged Luddite, unable or unwilling to continue to navigate this river. Exiled, isolated, bitter, surrendered. So anyway, I'll have a brand new album coming out soon. I hope you look for it over on Bandcamp. All right, so what I just did there was a bit overly dramatic, yes, but it was something I had to get out of my system. And, maybe my life isn't as bad as that is made to sound, but it is an honest assessment. That is where my head's at right now, and I got to do stuff to get my head on straight, so I've got to, think about my life choices. And I got to get back to doing this, because doing this feels good. It feels like an outlet. And interestingly, these two, this and the one before it, with me talking to my brain, both began life as long posts I was going to put on Facebook. But then thought, why am I wasting my time on putting this on Facebook? And I decided to do them as audio versions, because I think that's a better use of them. A. B. Fuck Facebook. And C. There's a problem I also have with making posts like this on Facebook, and that is there's no context. I always post stuff like this that are supposed to come off as kind of snarky, with a little emotion and a lilt here and there to kind of take the edge off of things. But you can't do that to text, and you can't make it sound right. And so I keep getting those little sad-faced emojis that people post when they respond to it, and I'm like, oh no, I made everybody sad! I was trying to just get it out of my system and be funny, and now it's sad. It wasn't my intention at all. So I think I'm going to continue that, though. I spend too much time on the internet, and I think about how I would reply to stuff. And I've gotten into the habit of sort of typing that down and getting it right, and now I'm going to start doing that, not like this, where it's just all me blathering, and it's all about me. But, writing stuff. It feels good to write things, and it feels good to record them, and it feels good to get them out. And darn it, this made me feel better, so I'm going to try and get back on this. And for those of you new to the podcast, boy, go listen to the archive. It's not all like this. You will land on an episode like this sooner or later. If you do and it's like this again, find another one. You'll find comedy, I swear to fucking God. And as for the rest of you, yes, I am tentatively back. I'm going to try and do more. Trying to get back up to speed and getting working on it. Hey, mental illness. Am I right? I'm right. And I didn't even introduce myself. So you've been listening to Kai and Chris Conroy. This has been Technical Difficulties, and thanks so much for listening to me. Oh, and one more apology, as if I haven't shut up yet. But for those of you who have sent me mail over the past, 2 years, techdiff@gmail.com is now a fatberg of spam. I had to go through it multiple times to clear out all the crap that's in there. And I discovered emails from years ago that I didn't even know existed, that either got caught in my, kind of like trash catcher recently, and or they got lost in the shuffle. And I am shocked and ashamed of myself. So if you wrote me a nice letter and I didn't answer it, there's a reason for that. I never found it. If you've, I found them recently, I'll do my best to try to catch up with stuff. There's a lot. Holy shit. And I'm thinking of doing something like getting a new email for Tekdiff. Not Tekdiff@gmail. I'll have to come up with something new entirely, because this is out of hand. And I would like to thank the country of India, especially, and the hundreds, if not thousands, of business opportunities that I've been presented with from there, in real estate, in medicine, in opening massage parlors, Bitcoin-related events, you name it. Boy, India, you are just a plethora of business opportunities for me, let me tell you. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of emails of you offering services to me. Thanks. Incidentally, the album I put out is called Black Sky Albedo. It's available over at bandcamp.com/techdiff. It is $2, and it is dark, spooky, scary, weird noise soundscape stuff. I mean, it's not pure noise, but if you're looking for rhythm, barely there. If you're looking for melody, barely there. It is a nice thing to put on if you want to be spooked out. Not scary, but odd and creepy and weird. I describe it as kind of the soundtrack to a really weird dream, one that you wake up and kind of half remember, that's full of kind of vaguely disturbing things, but not quite a nightmare, if that makes any sense. You can go over to Bandcamp and give it a listen if you're into that sort of thing. And if you would like to, please consider purchasing it for $2. All the money will go towards buying more software so I can make even more sounds and funny noises and music and things like this. So thanks. And I'll be back again with funny stuff very soon, I swear. Okay.